Hi everyone. Well, it's only 1 week to go and it's batter up for the KFP. I'm Dr. Rebecca Stewart. I'm a GP and medical education consultant, and I'd like to share with you some brief tips to avoid being caught out in the KFP. Have you ever played a game where you'll be successful if you're cautious and if you're safe? How do you plan to make it to the next level of the game or play in a more senior team? Imagine yourself playing baseball or softball. Do you sneak the bases? Or do you wait until your runners are shored? And what about cricket? Do you try for that extra run, or do you just play it safe? If you're not a sportsman, think about Monopoly. Do you just purchase Mayfair and Park Lane with the hope of success, or do you strategically buy the cost-price properties for assured return? So what is it that equips others with the confidence to run the bases or take that extra risk? How do you avoid that ball that might come from left field, that fluky catch in the slips, or landing on a hotel that you can't afford to stay in? You make a strategy. That's how the good players succeed. The KFP is about strategy and safety, not about technique. In my work, I often hear, I fail by only XX %, just a part of one question. This is incorrect. It is usually multiple marks lost across multiple questions, not just one incorrect question. Just as in a board game or a ball game, if we want to achieve exam success, we need to be thinking about contingencies that might occur that may impact upon us being safe, i.e. safe diagnostic strategies. We need to consider the aspects of the diagnostic problem that will catch us out. Catch is a simple way to reflect on your answers that might help. C. Can I make my answers more specific, but only if I'm sure? For example, always clarify with pregnancy tests what type you would like. It makes a difference to rational ordering of tests, but also with how you manage the diagnosis. Think about your route of administration of medications, and think about what diagnosis you should write. If you have enough information to be specific about your diagnosis, you will get bonus points. A. Are these the most correct answers? A good technique is to list double the number of the answers that the question requires, and then choose the most correct to improve your answer. Consider if the diagnosis not to be missed should be in there. And also think about the difference between the likely diagnosis and the differential diagnosis. Prioritise your answers. A. Are the answers dissimilar enough from each other? How much value is there in ordering an ESR and a CRP when they'll give you very similar information? Think about if you could improve your answers. Writing low GI diet, maintain adequate weight and exercise are all very similar. That might be okay for that question, but perhaps there's a better answer. Show us that your knowledge is broad. T. There should be no abbreviations. For example, a common one, BS, bowel sounds, breath sounds. Avoid abbreviation confusion. Context. Have I thought about this? This might be ethnic context, the location of where you're practicing, or some other key information in the stem of the question. Read the stem once, read it again, and jot down the key points that will inform your answers. Have I repeated what's in the stem? Regurgitation does not test knowledge, and you will not score marks for items that are repeated from the stem of the question. H. Have I overcoded? Overcoding is putting more than one answer on a line. Overcoding is not fair and it's difficult to mark. Have a look at your answers. If you've put and, or a slash in the answer, It is likely that you're putting multiple pieces of information there, and you should review your answer. And lastly, H, have I answered the question? This is a very common mistake in the KFP, particularly confusing clinical signs versus symptoms, historical versus examination features, and treatment versus management. Read the question very carefully. Please remember, making a home run is all about strategy, timing, confidence, and preparation. If you want to go up to the next level, physical performance is not enough. You need to demonstrate why you do what you do, and someone else needs to understand it. If you'd like a PDF of the CATCH strategy, it's available in the resources section of my website. Best of luck next week, and remember, strategy